Ooh. Hello. Microphone check. Am I sounding good? Am I sounding good? Am I sounding good? Happy hump day. Happy hump day. Animated mail is live. How we doing out there? How we doing out there? How we doing out there? Hope y'all having a beautiful day. Hope y'all came by just to say hey. Hello, Kimberly. I am doing magnificent. I am doing magnificent. Thank you for asking. Enjoying this day and making the most of it. How's the well, we're gonna die. How y'all doing on this 21-day fast? How y'all doing? Shout out North Carolina, or for anyone who's going through the 21-day fast, because not everyone is. Shout out North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Y'all got J. Cole, y'all got Petey Pablo. Who else is from North Carolina? Anybody from Texas? Anybody from Texas? A little tired and had some, yeah. Woo, yeah, man. I know how that those feelings are when, especially when you're fasting. It's not the most pleasant thing to go through, but ultimately in the end, it's it's gonna pay off dividends. It's gonna pay off dividends. New York, shout out New York. I used to live out in New York. I used to live out in Long Island, New York. Um, East Northport. I used to live in East Northport. This was like years ago though. Miami. I like Miami. Actually, my favorite team is Miami Heat. It's my basketball team, since I was a little kid. So I'm actually really excited about this Miami Heat and New York Knicks series for those who watch basketball. But yeah, shout out to y'all from New York and Miami. Go Heat. Hold on, I had my Heat jersey on yesterday. I'm gonna show you my Heat jersey. It's throwback. It's throwback. Had my little Heat jersey. Gotta support D Wade. Well, Miami. This is the only one I got. I got to get a Jimmy Butler jersey though. But yeah, we support the Miami Heat. But yeah, okay, I'll give it like one more minute, and then we shall begin. And everyone else who hasn't arrived on time, they can catch the replay or come in later. You say you're in Long Island as well. Nice. Yeah, Long Island is a cool place. I mean, New York is obviously an expensive area to live in, but you love the Knicks. Hey, I I got a little soft spot for the Knicks a little bit, because when I was younger, me and my mother, we would watch basketball and she would cheer for the New York Knicks. And I was a Miami Heat fan because of Alonzo Mourning. So that's kind of like why this is kind of a special like playoff series for me, because we got Miami and it's a team my mom used to go for is New York, and I went for the Heat, and this was years ago. Ayana, Rhonda, Brooklyn. Welcome, welcome. Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Missouri. Hey, I'm actually going to Missouri in like a couple weeks after retreat. Well, no, the next month. In the next month. But all right, let's begin. Shout out to everyone who's here, everyone who came here to tune in with me. I appreciate every last one of you all. First off, before we begin, I just want to express my gratitude to every last one of you all. I want to say thank you, and I'm extremely grateful for your presence and being able to allow me to, you know, discuss these topics that help you out. And without you all, there wouldn't be me. So I appreciate you all for giving me your attention and being receptive to the information that I provide. So extremely grateful for you, and I do not take it for granted. We'll be talking for roughly 30 to 45 minutes, whatever the time allows us to do. And obviously we're going to be talking about stress and how, to get those things that causes us stress on a daily basis. And while we're on our health journey, stress is ultimately a big factor. And this week, everyone who's currently doing the fast, I notice a lot of posts about either people giving up, wanting to give up, or feeling as if they're drained. And I kind of want to just touch on that before we dive into our main topic. And our main topic is going to be talking about the past. But for everyone who's currently going through this challenge, like, I want you all to understand how proud I am of you all, regardless if you didn't, go as long as you wanted to go, or you didn't do as the best that you wanted to do, whatever your current situation is in this fast. I want you to know that that's something to be proud of, and it's something that I am proud of for you all, simply because you are putting forth the effort to make a better change in your life. Like, why wouldn't I be proud of that as someone who loves health and making sure people stay on their right path? So don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. It's part of life. You experience new things, and you push your limits, but this is something that you need to be proud of. Be proud of yourself first of all. And I do want to encourage you all to not give up, because it's so easy to just say no to something that's going to challenge your previous experiences. And what's funny? I was at the gym today in the morning, and I was thinking, I was just like, why is it that we give up? Like, we all made a commitment to something. We make commitments to the unknown, or we make commitments to something that's challenging. And so you made a commitment to embark on this journey, on your health journey. And so I was thinking, was like, why are you giving up? Why is it that when you experience a little strife or a little turmoil or temporary discomfort, the thought is like, man, I'm done. I don't want to do this. And I want you all to ask yourself that when you're going through these feelings of doubt, or these feelings of uncertainty when it comes to continuing your fast. Why are you wanting to give up? Or why are you feeling like you have to give up, or you should give up? Or why do you want to give up? Why? Why? You made a commitment. Commit. Don't give up. And we give up because of the place that we're at. We need to be more impeccable with our word, and we need to be extremely dedicated to our goals. Our goals and the things that we are going to accomplish are much bigger than temporary discomfort and unease. So please, I implore you, when you're feeling drained, question why you want to give up, because you literally don't want to give up. You just don't want to be feeling how you're feeling right now. That's it. You don't want to give up. Like, if it felt pleasant, or if it was a good experience, you would just be like, you know what? This is fine. This is okay. Actually, I can do this. But you want to give up because it's just like, I do not want to feel like this. I don't want to feel like this. But this is the price that we pay for the things that we've done in the past, in our current, that we have to endure in our current situation. That's just the reality of it. And these feelings that you're feeling, they aren't going to be years or months down the road. They're not going to be years or months down the road. It's simply, it'll be a prolonged situation, but it will be a journey. And so through each iteration of your journey, you'll gain different knowledge, you'll gain different experiences. And so your perception on how you're dealing with this pain, oh man, because all you're doing is not eating. That's all you're doing is not eating. And trust me, I know it's easy to just say, oh, we're just not eating. It's easier said. It's easy to say that, but to actually go through it, it's a very taxing situation. But question why you give up. Anytime you get those feelings of what of when you're about to give up, question why you want to give up. And also I want to tell you all, I want you all to give up on giving up. I want you all to give up on giving up. There's no such thing as a giving up. We're not doing that. I'm not going to allow you all to do that because honestly, I am a very, when it comes to the things that I do or the things that I commit to, I make sure I do it. I make sure I immediately and I execute on the things that I commit to because we made that commitment to ourselves. And we have different personalities, but this is another reason why I'm excited to be a coach, because it allows me to be in a position to pour into you and to allow you to see how great that you are, how amazing of an individual you are. Because we have so much things that we go through in life. We have so much different things that holds us back. And so I want you all to allow me to be that voice that speaks to your doubts. And I am 100% committed. There's so many things that I have planned for everyone in general, but I am completely committed to your overall success and your overall health journey, and to be someone that you're comfortable to reach out with, because I have so much like, I don't know you all personally, like, but we're all on this health journey together. It's nothing personal, but I have so much faith that you all will do this. Like, there's no doubt in my mind when it comes to your overall growth, because you all haven't given me any reasons to believe that you all won't fulfill what you committed to. Why? Because you gave this challenge a commitment. You signed up for this challenge, and you took the time out of your schedule, and you're adjusting your life and going through this temporary discomfort to make sure you're living a better life. So yes, I 100% believe in every single last one of you who are committing to this challenge. So you need to believe this. I don't know you, but you need to believe this, because you, like, even if you have doubt in your mind, you already started. You're already starting that process of getting better. So that lets you know that yes, you're on to something. You're heading down a path that is meant for you. Maybe an unknown path, but you're still heading down that path. So yes, do not give up. Give up on giving up. Continue to pour into yourself. Have faith in yourself and question your doubts once they start to fester, okay? And I know this 21-day challenge, it's fasting. You may slip up, but it's all good. It's all good. If you sip some coconut water and it has a little, sweetness to it, it's all good. It's not that big of a deal. It's not major. It's not anything crazy. Now, if you went to go, if you're trying to ease your pain with like a full course meal or something like that, now you're just being disrespectful to yourself, and you're just being disrespectful to yourself, and you need to make better decisions when it comes to easing some discomfort. So while you're on this challenge, stay strong. And that's what I wanted to, just start us off with. Okay, now let me catch up on the comments. Yes, yeah, shout out, hey Miss T, hey Rhonda, anyone else that I missed that may just popped up, but hey, how y'all doing? But okay, now the past. I want to talk about the past, because a lot of times We have a lot of things that we hold on to that's from the past. Now, a question that I want to ask you all, the question I want to ask you all is, what from your past have you brought to the present? What from your past have you brought to the present? And what I mean by that is, what are you holding on to? And why is it still prominent in your life? Hey, Glow Life, how you doing? Because a lot of things from our past are currently affecting us today. And we may not even be aware of it, but what are some common things that we like to hold on to that's from the past? Things from the past. One of those things is resentment. We have resentment, we have anger, we have bitterness towards people, towards relationships that we have with people, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's our peer circle, whether it's our coworkers, our colleagues. We hold on to some form of resentment depending on the experience or the encounters that we had with this particular individual or people. But why are you still holding on to that? What purpose is it serving for you today? Are you just holding on to it because you haven't dealt with it? Then that means you need to find ways to deal with it. And I'm speaking from extreme experience when it comes to this. And I'm sure we all have things that we've held on to in the past that has held us back. And resentment is a big thing. I'll tell you a brief story. You know, okay, this was years ago. I grew up being raised by my mother, just my mother. And so I held some kind of resentment towards my father, and I held some kind of resentment towards my father because I can count probably on both hands how many times that I've actually, engaged in proper conversation and seeing him when I was growing up. It wasn't a lot. He was there, but it wasn't a lot. And so as I got older, the resentment grew because I seen a lot of things that my mother had to go through that she struggled with and everything. And so growing up and then learning about the world, you're going to be bitter based on her point of view and the things that you're already experiencing from the absence of a father. But I want to say a few years ago, I started getting deep into, getting healthier as far as, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And, I'm really big into reading. So I read a lot of books and I listen to a lot of audiobooks. And so there was, I believe his name is W. Wayne Dyer. Wayne D. Dyer. And he's passed away now, but he's like a spiritual guy. And he was speaking some things that were making sense to me. They were clicking. Things were just clicking. And so it made me realize that the things that my father was going through, I'm not privy to. I don't know what he was going through. I don't know what led him to not want to take care of his children. Until you get more information from family members of what's actually going on. And so one time when I went to go visit Ohio, I reached out to him. I called him. I called him and we spoke and I told him, I was like, you know what? Whatever issues that we had, whatever disagreement or whatever beef that we may have had, like, I forgive you. I forgive you. And I didn't forgive him for him. I forgave him for me. I'm not going to allow, why would I allow something from my past to have control of me today? To have this hate in my heart, to have this resentment, this feeling of anger and bitterness because of something that he did? Because it's something that he did, I'm going to allow that to affect my life and the decisions that I make for my future? Why? What benefit is that for me? He doesn't have to be a prominent figure in my life, but I also don't have to hold any kind of hate in my heart for someone who wasn't in my life or just in general. Like, I don't know him. I didn't know him. So I would had loved to get an opportunity to get to know him. So yes, think about the people that are in your life, whether it's your, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your mother, your father, your grandparents, whoever it may be. Forgive them. Forgive them. And I'm not saying it's going to be an easy thing to just do. Like, hey, I forgive you. No, it's not as easy as that. Simply take the time, experience how you're feeling, think about how you're feeling, and then actively work up into forgiving him. Because it took years. I'm a grown man now, and so it took years to get to that point. It's not going to be something that's overnight, but as long as you put that thought and that intention out there, it will come to you. It will be on your heart. And the reason why this is powerful of forgiving is because you do not want to have any kind of regret. Because another reason why I am grateful and extremely blessed to be able to, encounter like Wayne Dyer is because being able to build up to the point to forgive my father is because a few years ago my father got into a car accident, and now he's not who he was. And so like even if I wanted to, like to this day, like currently, like he had like he got into a car accident. It was a hit and run, and he was basically like his brain was coming out of his head, and so he got a stroke and all this different stuff. So he's never going to be the same man that he is, or that I've known him to be from my encounters. And yes, that's a sucky situation to be in, but had I not, let's say I still had this grudge in me, this hate in my heart, if I still had this hate in my heart, and then this situation had happened, and I was like, man, I didn't even get a chance to forgive him where he can receive it properly. How would that make me feel? How would that change my course in life? How would it change my life? And so all these petty disagreements, petty arguments, and being able to express yourself, all this bitterness and anger, it does not serve you any purpose, regardless of who's right or who's wrong. It does not serve you any purpose. All it's going to do is cause you to get stressed. That's all it's going to do. It's just going to cause you to be stressed out. You're going to be stressed out over something that you wish you could have done. You're going to be stressed out over something so petty. A lot of things that we get upset at or angry over is so petty. It's petty. It's not even worth it. So, yes, sometimes you have to be the bigger person in situations. Sometimes you have to elevate your frequency, not to say you have to stay there. Sometimes you have to bring your frequency down in order for other people who are on lower frequencies to open up. That's the only way they can receive you. You can't receive someone who doesn't speak the same language as you. You won't be able to understand them. So sometimes you have to be the bigger person. Let all that the BS go. Be the bigger person in situations, because 9 times out of 10, it's often a misunderstanding, and that relationship, it can blossom from there. It can blossom from there. So think about the people that are actively in your life that you may hold some kind of bitterness towards, even if it's small, you know, like there there's so much that we just hold ourselves back because of pride in our ego. Think outside of your pride, think outside of your ego, think about the bigger picture and where you want to be in this life. So yes, resentment is something that holds us back in things that we hold on to in the past, and also regret. You know, regret is another big issue that we deal with. Not necessarily have to do with family, but we have past mistakes that we go through. We have time that we wish that we spent with someone. We also have our health and things, and how we take care of our health, things that we regret, which is a beautiful way, which is a beautiful thing that we're all on this health journey together. And so also we have regrets when it comes to spending time with people. So look at your life and actively think about the things that you may regret it. Think about the things that you may have regretted. And so you can set your present up now so in the future you're not regretting anything. Because I've had experiences where I think about things that I want to do or think about things that I want to say in the present moment, but I'm always thinking like, man, is this the right time to do it? Is this the right time to do it? Man, I don't know if I should do it. Um, I had a I had a an ex-girlfriend. I had an ex-girlfriend who who moved. She's not from America, but she just recently moved back to Germany. She just moved back to her home country. And the relationship didn't work out. All good. Individuals, sometimes we don't see eye to eye, which is beautiful, but I still respect her as a human being. And we never had a bad relationship. We just didn't click. So what I wanted to do was to tell her that I love her because while we were in a relationship, I felt to tell her that I loved her, you know. And that's a whole big old story which I can go into detail about in a later time, but I didn't tell her I loved her while we were in this particular relationship. Now, before she left to go back to her home country, I was juggling with the thought, like, man, should I tell her? Like, should I tell her love? I don't want her to think it's anything. And I was just like, tell her. Like in my mind, I'm yelling to me. I'm yelling at me in my mind. I'm yelling at me in my mind. Just tell her. Just tell her. And I told her, I was just like, hey, I love you. It wasn't anything major, like a big old movie scene, like slow motion. I love you. No, it was just, hey, I love you. I want to be able to say these words to you because it's a genuine feeling. It is how I feel. And you're moving to another country. The odds of me ever seeing you on a consistent basis has depleted, So get those feelings out, man. Express to people or express what you're feeling so you don't have any regrets. If you're at a job and you have an opportunity to move up in a company, if you have an opportunity to move up in a company, try it. Try it. Even if you know or feel that you aren't qualified to be in this particular position, just do it. Just do it. We overthink a lot of things. We think, hey, maybe this isn't the right time to do it. I don't want to be inconsiderate. But then later on down the road, you see someone else who's unqualified, or you know that you're way more qualified than this particular person, and you see them get into a position that you wanted to be in, but they applied and you didn't. That's the only difference. So apply and stand up for yourself, speak up for yourself, put yourselves in position so you will not regret the things that you haven't done. So focus on what you want to do so you're not living with regrets. And another thing that we hold on to that's from the past is fear. We have fears that hold us back, and it limits us. It limits us. We have fears. What are some common things that we fear? What are some common things that you fear? Think about it. I want you to think about it. Actively think about the things that you fear. Is it failure? A lot of times people work hard and I don't want to fail. I know a lot of people, y'all have messaged and expressed that y'all, you're fearful of letting people down at times. So work on it. Think about the things that you're fearful of. Are you fearful of rejection? Is this why you don't apply for a particular position at a job? Is this why you don't go after the guy that you like or the woman that you like? Because of fear? Because you're afraid of something? I understand it's a normal human emotion. It's a normal human emotion. We all go through the trials and tribulations of feeling this fear, but we actively have to do something about it. What do you fear? You fear criticism? You fear someone else's opinion, being criticized by hearing someone else who isn't beneficial in your life, you know, like being criticized in a negative way. isn't ever going to be like a good feeling. But you have to address those fears so you can tackle that issue before it grows and festers. What do you fear? You fear success? Do you fear success? Why? Why do you fear success? You're afraid to succeed in life, or you're afraid that you're going to make someone else feel uncomfortable because you're succeeding? You know, a lot of times we get to a point in our lives where we grow out of our past environments, and we feel as if we're leaving people behind because they're not where we are. But that's not your fault. That's not your fault. Why would that be your fault? So don't be afraid of success. Think about the things that you fear. A lot of people fear the unknown. They fear something that they haven't experienced, and uncharted territories. And I get it. That can be a fearful thing. But as long as you focus on the things that you want to get done, that fear will become insignificant. It will become an insignificant thing, and you will welcome that fear. I purposely, when I feel something like in my chest, when you see something like, I think I told this story. Maybe I haven't. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I used to be afraid of this roller coaster, Drop Zone. It's a ride in Kings Island. It's in back in Cincinnati. It's a ride on in Kings Island. It's called the Drop Zone. And I had to overcome that fear. I used to get on every ride in the theme park, and that bad boy would start at the bottom, then would go to the top, and it would drop. It would just sit there and it would drop down real fast. And so seeing that, intimidating. But I'm telling you, once you experience that fear, it's all mental based. A lot of things that we haven't experienced, we create a scenario in our minds. We create a scenario in our minds of how it's going to be and how much fear this is making us feel. But when you actually go through with the experience, it is completely different than whatever you have envisioned. It is completely different than whatever you have envisioned, because the mind is a very powerful thing that we use, so you cannot underestimate it. Hey, I got on that Drop Zone, the anticipation of building up, going up, and then it eventually dropping. I got off the ride. I was just like, oh, this was nothing. I was more scared than the years. I was more scared the years up until that point, until I actually tried it. And when I actually tried it, I was like, this is nothing. So look at the things that you fear and take steps to overcome those freaking fears, man. So yes, tackle those fears and don't allow those things to hold you back, because a lot of fears we learn from our past. Don't let your past hold you back from today. And also, what are your limited beliefs? A lot of things that we hold on to from the past it's from limited beliefs that we have. We have past experiences and we have past traumas from people, from our family members, and people that we're close to, that we grew up with. And they place a lot of times they place their experiences of a negative outcome onto us. And what do I mean by that? Have you ever been in a situation or seen a situation where a kid say, "Hey, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a football player, basketball player, or whatever it may be." They tell that to an adult or a parent or a significant figure in their life. And this person tells them, "Oh, you can't do that. That's hard. If you, man, whew." They will tell you based on their experience that you can't do something. And what is that going to do? That's going to limit your belief. We inherit we inherit a lot of things in our DNA from the people that that we're, our parents, obviously. But we inherit a lot of that stuff from our DNA. And so your beliefs should not be limited by someone else's experience. Do not If anything, your belief should expand. That's how I think about it. Like Steve Jobs, he's someone who is like really that I admire, is like someone that I look up to because he's always trying to look at different ways to create things and be use his mind for creativity, and he doesn't limit himself. You do not limit yourself. And this is why I will always believe in every last one of you. Every last one of you, regardless of how you may feel about you, regardless of whatever doubt that you may be feeling right now, I 100% hand up, both hands, whatever hand you want, I put them up, testify, and I will tell you that I believe in you because I know how much the human potential is. Like, we just have to get rid of those limited beliefs, those doubts that we inherit from our experiences and the people that we are around in our environments. Like, we have limited beliefs in our environments. We think that we aren't bigger than where we are. Because man, I when I was 19, when I was 19, or when I was younger, living back in Cincinnati, I used to think like, okay, I want to get rich. And then didn't necessarily have a plan. This is what I thought when I was a kid. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get rich, I'm gonna get famous, and I'm gonna move to Indian Hills. And Indian Hills is like a rich neighborhood in Cincinnati. But I didn't think about anything that was outside of Cincinnati because that's all I knew. That's all I knew was my circle. All I knew was my circle. And so I was just like, you know what? I want to move to Indian Hills. But then when I turned 19, I moved to New York. I moved to New York when I was 19 after living in Cincinnati my entire life. And then once I moved to New York and I got some new experiences, world was open. I was just like, oh, it's so many different people here. There's like, what is going on, And so from that point on, until I moved into New York, my mind was closed. But once I gained that new experience, my beliefs opened because I got into positions where I had no choice. I have a close friend. Obviously, y'all know Chris James. That's been my friend since I was like 14. That's been my friend since I was 14, and he's always been like a good guy in general. And so I was grateful enough, and I was able to go to New York, and I was able to meet Steven, and that's where I met Steven at, is in New York. And yeah, so your world expands once you get new encounters. So if you're around people who are telling you that you can't do something, if you're around people who don't see your vision, that's a good vision for life. If you're on your health journey and you're around people or in environments where people are limiting your beliefs, you need to get away from them. Run, run now, run right now, right now. You have no reason to be around them. Absolutely no reason. Why? Because this is your life. Be selfish with your life. Be selfish with your life. Make your life a priority. Make the things that you want to do in your life a priority. Expand your horizons. See things from different perspectives. So, yes, do not hang around people who are dream killers. You got to get away. Yeah, like you say, fly, get on a magic carpet, call Aladdin, like, Genie, get me out of here. Whatever it is, get away from there, man. So, yes, um, and also get rid of those limiting thoughts. Get rid of those limiting thoughts. And what do I mean by those limiting thoughts? Of saying that you're not good enough. How many times have you told yourself you're not good enough? Be cognitive of it. How many times have you told yourself that you can't do something? Be cognitive of it. Also, do not think it's too late for you to do something. Don't think it's too late. If you're 60 years old, oh, it's too late for you to do something. You have to be realistic to your life, but don't ever think it's too late to find love. Don't ever think it's too late to live the life that you want to live. No, we can never go back to the past and redo things. No, we can't do that. We learn from the past, and we use our past as a beacon or strength or lessons to push us forward. Do not live in the past. Do not hold on to the past. It is absolutely never too late to do what you want to do in your life, whether it's your weight goals, It's not ever too late. Whatever dream that you want to do, whatever business, whatever art piece, whatever, if you want to be a painter, paint. If you want to be a musician, do music. Whatever it is, it's not too late. It's not too late. This is your life. Why? Why would it be too late? Like, if you're living, are you alive right now? Then it's not too late. So do not give into that thought process of anything that you want to do that you'll never get to that point where you're able to do it. Just do it. You're scared? Okay. Fear happens. We all feel fear. It happens. We're all a part of these. We have these emotions. Humans, we're humans. We feel these emotions. Do not give in to any fear. Walk towards that fear. When you feel fear, face it. Don't run from it. If you keep running from fear, what is it going to do? It's going to chase you. And then you're going to get tired. And then you'll let fear win. You don't want to let fear win. You want to conquer fear. So turn around, face your fear. Let it know that, hey, I'm scared of you, but I'm aware of it. And I'm going to do absolutely everything that's within my power to overcome you. And do that. Easy peasy, breezy, you know? So, yes, man, embrace the things that you're fearful of. And so, one way that you can be more aware of the things that you're fearful of is journaling. Journaling. Woohoo! Journal. Get that journal out. Get that journal out, man. What I want you all to do, I know everyone in here has a journal. I know y'all have to have a journal. If y'all rocking with AHA, y'all already got a journal. So, but be more aware of the things that you're fearful of. So reflect. What I want you all to take from this is to reflect. I want you all to reflect on the things that you hold on to from the past. I want you to be very critical with yourself too. I want you to be very honest with yourself. You know, whether it's something small, big, whatever it is, think about the people that who may not no longer even be existing. Think about the people. Think about past in school, past jobs, past friendships, whatever it is that's from the past that gives you a bitter feeling today. You need to write that down. You need to write that down and actively take steps to overcome those things. And you have to be aware of it. Yes, it's okay to just think about it like, oh man, this person did. No, write it down. Write it down and then actively take those small steps to overcome it. You know, so yes, get those AHA journals, read them bad boys, read it later. Yes, Miss T. Yes, journal every day. Yes, I'm telling you, man. Like it's a very powerful tool. Don't underestimate the power of journaling. So everyone, hey, y'all talking about y'all writing. Y'all talking about y'all writing. I better see some. I want to, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Since y'all say y'all got journals and y'all say y'all writing, I want you all to write down tonight two things, two or three things, maybe people or something, and I'm going to ask you to share it with me. Not now, in the next one, in the next week. You know what I mean? We only got like 3 more weeks at the end of this fast. Then we'll discuss. But I want you all to write down the things from the past that are affecting you today. Write it down. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the same thing. You know what? I'm not gonna be like, since I'm the coach, I can't do it. No, I'll do it too. I'll participate. I'll write down a couple things that things that I think about from my past or things that I've had overcome. I mean, because I'm constantly trying to become a better human. But yes, I want to know the things that you all are going through, and also I just want you all to bring that to your mind. Bring that thought to your mind about the things that you're going through from the past so you can actively work on pursuing those things or conquering those things today so they do not hinder your progress in the future. Okay. So yes, I believe that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for tonight. We had a nice little discussion, man. We'll continue these discussions as we go along, but I do just want to say thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Everyone who's going through the 21-day challenge, you all are amazing. Pat yourself on the back. I'm proud of every last one of you. As soon as you get any kind of doubt in your heart, feel free to message me. in our group, whatever it is, whatever doubts you may have, whatever like, oh man, I'm about to bite something. Go ahead, reach out, tag me, whatever it may be. But just know I'm grateful for you. I'm extremely grateful, and I thank you all for giving me your time. Don't take it for granted, and I will see you all next time. You all take care. Have a happy hump day, and the rest of this week is going to be amazing. Keep drinking that water. Peace and love, y'all. Y'all take care.